Hello everybody, it's Marlene back again with another thrift and haul video. This is the second video for the day that I went thrifting. I posted a previous video for Value Village, and this one is for the Mission Bible Store. Here I'm just looking at a little tile. It was kind of cute, it had a bird on it. This biscuit jar was in pretty good shape. It only had one small chip on the inside of the top. No maker's mark was on it. Kind of cute. Looked a little bit like the Pillsbury Doughboy. And they wanted $4.99 for that. It was a little busy in the store today, so I was doing a voiceover instead of trying to record in the store. I like these little plates, serving plates I guess, 79 cents each. There was quite a few of them, but I don't think they were vintage. I really thought this rolling pin was kind of cute. In hindsight, I probably should have picked it up. I really liked it. This was a hobbyist piece. They wanted $6.99. A local fellow had made this to put packages of popcorn in for storage. This was the lid off of another cookie or biscuit jar. It had the initials RK inside the lid. It looked to be in pretty good shape. There was no chips or cracks. And they wanted $7.99 for this biscuit jar. Beside it, my eye was caught by this hammered metal ice bucket. It was in pretty good shape too, and it was vintage. And they wanted $3.99 for this ice bucket. These were modern peace candlesticks, I think. They just kind of reminded me of Treasure Craft. They wanted $3.99 for each of them, and there was 3 pieces. This little goblet said on the bottom that it was silver plate. This dish, I wasn't sure what it was, but underneath it said it was a garlic grater for $2.99. It was from France. These little pieces of pottery, it was a set. They said Hull on the bottom. These coasters were quite heavy. They were some kind of marble. This was in a piece of amber glass. This little jug, I was trying to see if it was milk glass or maybe Avon, but it didn't have any marks on it at all. Probably had a stopper at one time. This set was creamer, salt and pepper, and sugar, and a teapot. There was no markings on it, but it was pretty well made if it was a hobbyist piece. And it was $12.99 for the set of 5. This was kind of a cute teapot, but it was very modern. Cute red heart for Valentine's. That was plastic. I wasn't sure what these white plastic things were for. If anybody knows, leave a comment down below. They were 79 cents for the pair. And these were metal coasters. They were very well made. There was some Tupperware down on that shelf. All these glasses on the top were plastic. Now we're into the clear glassware. This pattern on this one reminded me of cornflower crystal, but it wasn't near quality. Lots of vintage glass down below on the bottom and on the other shelves. These little glasses were kind of cute. Not sure if they were shot glasses. And these were vintage. $1.49 for each of them. This looked like crystal, but not cut crystal. It wasn't sharp enough edges. And these might have been Italian. They were very pretty. $2.99 each. This was quite heavy. There was only one of them. $1.99. This was pinwheel crystal. $1.99 for each of them. And these ruby red glasses were vintage for sure, 79 cents each. I think these green ones were as well, but there was no mark or anything on them. This large cake plate had silver overlay on it. And these small glass dishes were vintage as well. They had a silver plate bottom or just a chrome bottom on it. There was no top to the sugar container, and they still wanted $4.99. This was a nice heavy glass. I think it was a vase, I'm not sure, for $2.99, but it was very well made. Little toothpick holder, $1.99. $3.99 for that covered clear glass dish. This was a nice berry bowl set. They wanted $5.99 for this set, and I thought that was a good price. This was a milk glass cup and saucer for $2.99. This set was kind of cute, although it was made in China. It was the creamer, sugar, and a teapot. This looked like a nice little sugar bowl for $1.99 with some age to it, but it did not have a lid. These were Flow Blue plates, $3.99 each, made in Japan, and there was 2 of them. I really like these square plates. They were modern, but they were kind of nice with the fluted edges and the raised bubbles on them. This was a vintage bowl, $2.99. It was made in England. And this one as well. I really like this server plate. It was quite large. It was a Christmas theme. They wanted $3.99 for it, and it was Royal Stafford from England. This had some gold overlay on it, but I do think it was modern. It was not that heavy. These 2 saucers or plates were clear with some silver overlay for $2.99 each. They were a little bit different, but they were the same pattern on both of them. This set of dishes was from England as well. As well as this bowl. and they wanted $3.99 for that. Here we have another set of dishes from England. Nice covered dish. They were mostly priced individually though, and not as a set. The same as this one. This was made in England as well. I really like this vase and I wish I had picked it up. I didn't. $4.99. It was really pretty and it was in great shape. There was no cracks or chips and the flowers were okay. We're moving on to the metal section here. Up on the top shelf beside the brown jugs, there was a pie bird there in a box. I did not spot that until I was doing the video. This I thought might have been Blue Mountain Pottery from Canada, but it did not have a sticker. Some Pyrex dishes, Corningware. These blue plates were pretty. They said they were from Brazil. They had a stamp on the bottom. This was vintage, another dish, gravy boat dish from England. They wanted $7.99. Here there were more baskets. They were on the small side. This one though appeared to be well made, $6.99. This little blue jug seemed to be very well made. Said it was made in Holland and it was $3.99. Little wooden box with a decoupage picture on it. Seemed to have a little bit of age to it. And they wanted $2.49 for that. Then here, under this hobbyist goblet, we have two vintage pink depression glass plates, $1.99 each, and they were both the same. This was a really nice little dish. I'm not sure. I think it was a sugar dish, but it did not have a lid. It was $3.99, and here I am trying to find the maker's mark underneath, and it did say England. And on the other side, when I peeled it back, it said Sadler. So it had a little bit of age to it, and the gold trim on the outside was in very good condition. Cute little dish. This was a hobbyist piece, signed. This was a fairy lamp, a clear one. I don't see too many of these in my travels. They wanted $4.99, and I was trying to figure out if those two pieces went together or not. They seemed to fit very well, but I don't remember seeing too many with a tall stem like that. This was made in Japan, $3.99. And this was a really nice little trinket dish for $2.99 from England. I would say it had some age to it as well. This tin caught my eye, but it was very modern. This was quite heavy. This piece was made of cast iron. This could have been Blue Mountain pottery, but again, there was no sticker and it didn't seem quite right as far as the color went. This was very pretty. The pattern was called Iris for $1.49, and it was another piece from Sadler, England. This little tea bag holder was kind of cute. It was made in Holland, and they wanted 99 cents for that. This was a gorgeous little set. It was a 3-piece set made in France, and it was candle holders, 2 smaller ones, and one that seemed like it was for tea lights or a larger candle, $4.99. It was fine porcelain, very well made. These were very nice pieces, $7.99 each. There was a maker's mark, and I'm not sure why I didn't look at it more closely. but they were quite pretty, and there was a pair of them. This was a display of items for Valentine's Day. That little dish looked like a little wee butter dish, but I'm not sure if that's what it was or not. Here I'm in the market for a teapot, so I was checking this one out, $7.99. Then I went to check the material. This was a really nice piece of material, but not very large. There were also some curtains in this area, and I'm shopping for some curtains for my craft room. But these ones were all a little dark, a little bit too heavy, and there was not a pair of them, and I need 2 curtains the same. But there were some nice curtains hanging here. This one was brand new, never used. There was a pair of these, but again they were lined and they were a little too dark for what I wanted. There were some table runners here as well. I checked out these throw blankets. This gray one was very nice. And this woven one was nice, but it was not handmade. This chenille blanket was modern. That was some vintage sheets. And then I moved on. These are the purses. There were not very many here, and most of them were vinyl. This is in a section of the store, and I think it's what they classify as their higher end items. This cabinet had a few really nice pieces in it, including that dress form. And on top of the cabinet they had a very unique piece. That dress form up there. Here I'm just scanning some of the clothing in this aisle. As I stated, they seem to put some of their higher end pieces here. On this end cap there was some pottery and a piece of art. This was a 3-piece set, but this piece had a big chunk out of it. There was a very large vase here. I did lift it up. It was quite heavy. They wanted, I believe it was $8.99 for this piece, and there was no maker's mark on it. As I turned the corner, I spotted this. It was a very nice 2-piece set, a skirt and a jacket, and it was leather, denier leather. They wanted $69.99 or $65.99 for the pair, and I thought that was well worth it. It was so soft, the leather. It looked like about a size 10 or 12, but I could not find a size on it. These are crystal. There's quite a few pieces here of crystal, but they were priced rather high, $4.99 for each of those. Some more pieces here. They were just decorative. $2.99 for this little jug. $2.99 for this little pot. Had a little chip out of the top. And some more little crystal pieces here, made to look like little flowers or cornucopia. And I really did like this little set of glass or crystal grapes. I thought they were very pretty. But they wanted $4.99 for them. There was some more crystal up here. This was a little vase with flowers for $3.99. And these little gold overlay crystal baby carriages, they wanted $4.99 for each of those. This was an art pottery piece. It was signed, $5.99. And this piece was very heavy. I think it was made of alabaster or stone. And I believe they wanted $5.99 for that piece as well. Here we're in another room of the building, and it had some artwork in here and some pieces of furniture. On this table were some figurines, very well made. They wanted $24.99 for each of them, and they were stone crafted in England. This was a fairly large basket. They wanted $3.99 for it. And this little table, coffee table, was $24.99. There's two very nice settees here, but there was no price that I could see on them. I think they had just arrived that day and they hadn't had a chance to price them yet, but they were in good condition. This cabinet did not have a price on it either. Here on these shelves there's just some frames, various kinds. And standing here in the corner were what looked like bedposts to make a bed out of. There was 5 of them and they wanted $100 for those. This little shelf, they wanted $6.99. This said Takahashi on the bottom of it. And they wanted $2.99 for that piece. There were some lamps on the top shelf, but not too many. And here where there were a pair of giraffes, $7.99 each, carved out of wood. A few lampshades, again, not too many. And then there was some artwork and other items for hanging on the wall, decorative pieces. I was checking this one to see if it was an original oil painting, but it was a print. $24.99 for that little stand. This little rocking chair, they wanted $24.99 for it as well. Here I was mainly checking out the artwork on the walls. That was a 3D paper mache flower picture above. There was nothing too spectacular about the art in this section. I'm looking for a small end table, so I was checking this piece out. They wanted $24.99 for it as well, but it was quite wobbly and it was missing a piece of wood on the top. Here, I just was taking a picture of the sign. I thought it was quite interesting. And that's the end of my thrift. And now to the haul portion. I didn't get very many items in this one at this store. I got this little shelf for $7.99 because I need a little shelf in my basement. And I did pick up a couple of puzzles that were brand new, still in the wrapping. And they wanted $7.99 for each of the puzzles as well. I like to make puzzles, so I picked these up for myself. And that's the end of my thrift and haul video at the Mission Thrift Store. And thank you if you stayed till the end. Thank you very much for watching. And I hope you found some portions of this interesting. And we'll see you in the next one.